Mergers and acquisitions in the Philippine business process outsourcing industry has been robust, and going by trends, M&As are likely to grow across industries. As our next guest, joining us from Taguig is Hideki Tanifuji, the founder and CEO of Asian M&A Links. Good to have you with us, Hideki-san. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for your time today. It's a pleasure to meet you.
So why pick the Philippines for your M&A business?
Before, I was interested to have my own business in ASEAN countries. That's why I compared several companies such as Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, etc. And lastly, I chose the Philippines because Philippines has a big population with over 100 million people. And average age is 23 years old. And usually Filipinos are good English speakers. This situation is very good for our business. That's why I chose the Philippines.
All right, but how good is the business in the M&A space? I mean, you've seen that grow since the firm launched 2 years ago here. What is driving M&As across different industries these days?
You mean in the Philippines, a lot of companies have a demand about mergers and acquisitions, and a lot of foreign companies would like to invest to the Philippines. That's why right now we have been expanding.
Yes, and what is the biggest M&A deal that you're currently working on now?
Right now, one deal is final situation now. This is IT industries between Japanese company and Philippine company. This deal is this company's valuation is around $10 million. It's not so big. However, yeah, I hope we will close deal soon.
Yes, and it's interesting you mentioned the IT industry, the disruption of digitalization in industries. What impact are you seeing that have on M&A activity? Because financial services, for instance, seeing the biggest changes because of fintech and retail and distribution now needing volume to expand because of digital technology.
Yes, a lot of foreign fintech companies would like to invest to the Philippines because Philippines has a big population, and actually, last year, Alipay invested to the Philippines. This is like a joint venture with Grove. Like that, a lot of foreign investors would like to invest in the Philippines.
So that means more M&A deals. So how many have you done so far, and in what are the values? How big are they in terms of value?
Okay, we are a startup company. However, luckily we closed 6 deals.
In which industries?
One deal was real estate property management industry, BPO, apparel, and real estate development, like that.
Yeah, one of them, correct me if I'm wrong, is a 300 million peso deal for a resort hotel owned by a Japanese company. Could you give us an idea of how the process went to close this particular deal?
It's difficult to say, summarize. However, at first, our target company asked me, can we support them like that? And after that, we will get financial advisor agreement, and then we will start to look for investors for target company.
And a deal can be done in, say, over which period? What duration, like 6 months to a year? Or could it be longer than that?
It depends on the project. In my experience in the Philippines, the fastest deal was for 2 months. And the longest was for 1.5 years.
So give us a profile of your clients. Who are the acquirers? Are they mostly Filipino, or is there a growing number of foreigners in your portfolio?
In M&A industry, we have 2 types of clients. One type client is a target company. One type client is investor side. Usually, our clients of target companies are local companies in the Philippines. And usually, our clients of investor side are foreign companies, such as Japanese companies, Chinese companies, Arabic companies.
Yeah, which leads us to foreign investment restrictions. As you know, there are, and the government is looking to loosen that, the foreign investment restrictions to allow more overseas investors in. So what will the loosening of these restrictions mean to your M&A business?
You mean how will it affect to our business?
Correct.
Yes. To be honest, this is very good situation. Currently, government is considering to open to the foreign investors, and a lot of Philippine government has negative list for foreigners. However, currently this is becoming better for our business.
And I see that you're looking to expand to the ASEAN using the Philippines as your starting place. You're opening an office in Thailand?
Yes, at the end of this year, we are planning to establish our subsidiaries in Thailand and Malaysia.
And you're going to need some money for that, wouldn't you? So will you be listing anytime soon in the local stock market here in the Philippines? Because I know that you've got a target of 2020, but maybe you'd want to move that up?
Yeah, we are aiming for IPO on the Philippine stock market next year.
So that's earlier than forecast of a year. You have 70 staff, and I know that it comprises accountants, tax experts, investment consultants, lawyers. How many more are you hoping to hire this year and next here in the Philippines?
At least at the end of this year, we are planning to have employees with around 100. And by 2020, we are planning to have employees with around 200.
That's 100% growth. Well, I wish you well in the expansion plans in the M&A business. Hideki Tanifuji, thank you so much for joining us, the founder and CEO of Asian M&A Links in Taguig.
ありがとうございました。